and $2,000 cash prize. And the netball team, the winner, will have a set of uniform by Gushman Sports donated to the schools in Jamaica. So we're here today playing on the field, but in the back end, we're also raising funds to support our causes in Jamaica.
And based on what is going on today, well, the funds that you speak about a while ago, to raise funds for in Jamaica, those funds will be going towards.
So the teams, when the teams win in the past, they have donated equipments to their soccer teams in Jamaica, to the schools. They are alma mater.
Right.
This year for netball, they are donating a set of netball uniforms to the winning school. So if Alpha win, Alpha in Jamaica will be getting, and I'm not, no favorites here, no favorites.
Okay, you know what you're gonna do? Tell us all the schools that are here now. Yes.
So we have Alpha, Mona, Veer, Denby, Excelsior, Mavis, Bank, and Victor Dixon. So of course, when I mentioned Alpha starts screaming.
Yes.
But then Excelsior is like, no, Excelsior. You see what the competition brings?
There's a lot of Excelsior's past students here.
It appears so.
Yes, for netball.
So this is the excitement that this tournament brings, right? It gives you an opportunity to come out and see people that you haven't seen in years. I mean, for me, I didn't go to high school in Jamaica, but I saw what it does for the ballers over the years, and having their children watching them playing on the field. You know, it's like sharing that memory with their kids here on the U.S. soil.
Right.
It just have a lot of cultural meaning to me, and I work hard to make sure we maintain this every year.
And you know something, it is good to see that, you know, regardless of what people may say, or, you know, other people may say about us, we Jamaicans have a tendency of, no matter what we're going through, we make our name be known.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's a cultural thing for us. For me, I left Jamaica at a very young age. So,
what do you mean young age? You know, just looking young?
Yes,
I mean, look at you.
True, but younger, at a younger age. But for me, you know, leaving so young, and at first I went to the Bahamas, I spent a couple years there, and then I come here, so I'm always searching back for that culture, that roots of what I left there.
Right.
So what we do is we try to find things that remind us of that feeling of what we had when we were in Jamaica, because Jamaica is just so beautiful. For me, it's about the mountains, it's about the food, it's about the, you know, just the ambiance of the music. All those things I want to bring here, because we can't go there, because we live here. This is where we live. So it's important when we do events such as this that keeps our culture alive and keep our children who are born on this land to help them to know the past, as we see. You know, I don't want to go in politics, but as we see with, you know, the current culture where our governor's trying to eliminate or erase our past, our history. You can't do that.
The black history with slavery and everything. Jeffrey, don't get into that part.
But you see, you know, those things are important. You can't erase those, because our ancestors, they fought so hard to help us to be where we are today, and we now here have to think about our children who were born on this land and preparing to make sure our culture remains strong for them.
As a Jamaican who has rallied around the reggae girls, you started the reggae girls, you do everything for the reggae girls. Tell me something more about the reggae girls that you wish could have been done better.
Well, you know, to be honest, knowing where we're coming from when I started this project, I not to say it could be done better, but we are, for me, comparing to what I saw when I started this, we're in the right direction, right? As far as acknowledging that they are professional players. One of the biggest issue that I face, and I'm speaking of my experience when I was doing it, when I started, a lot of people did not support girls on the field. One, because they think they were too masculine. They were looking more at their sexuality and not at their professionalism. So therefore, that was hindering the development of the team. So for me, one of the things that I had to do was to change the narrative when talking about them. Rather than talking about the negative connotation that individuals have placed on them, I start talking about future perspective. When we started the Reggae Girls awareness campaign, and thanks to the member of the diaspora, the Tony Marsh, the Coach Brown,
Yes.
all those who were there with me when I started this. But for us, it's about seeing the talent and the skills that these girls bring to the field, right?
Yes.
It's not about what they wear or how they dress. They
Yes.
can compete as much as the men.
Yes.
One of the things when I started, the Reggae Girls was not even on the JFF website. The JFF website only says Home of the Reggae Boys. So I petitioned with the JFF at that time
So
to
you're,
add.
so you're saying to me that the Reggae Girls were already up and going, but they were never on the JFF website?
No, not it. It only said Home of the Reggae Boys.
Wow.
And for me as an advocate, I of course had a problem with that. So
Yes.
I went down there. I had a meeting with the GenSec and all the decision makers, and they made the decision to add it to the website, Home of the Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls. And to me, that opened up the doors, because now you're embracing that you have a women team.
Yes.
And when sponsors, big time sponsors come and they come to your front door, which is your website, you want to see that the girls are there. So
Right.
that was a big deal to ensure that the girls are acknowledged, recognized, and supported. And I think coming from then to now, I've seen a lot of improvement.
So tell me, are you still involved with the Reggae Girls? How involved are you with them?
I am not. In all honesty, I considered the work I did. So, for example, when we hosted the first international training camp
Yes.
for them, Khadijah Shaw, who is our
Yes.
superstar
Oh yes.
now, right?
I watched her, and I was like,
Talented, full of talent.
very talented
Very
young lady.
talented young lady.
Yes.
So when she came up, she was able to, and not her, but several other young girls was able to get scholarships.
Yes.
So the Reggae Girls Awareness campaign that we started allowed for these individuals to get scholarships by them coming here. We met with the founder of a women's soccer team. Oh my God, it just slipped me, but Don Borislow is
Yes.
his name. And he really took it on to ensure that a lot of these girls got support. And of course, after he passed, others took on the
Right.
helm. But that initiative that we did got the girls the scholarship, number one. So they were able to go to college, and now
Yes.
they're playing professionals. So, and of course, they got the funding and the support, of course, by so many others, the Reggae Girls Foundation, and even the Marleys, yes, have come on board.
Yes,
and
the Marleys has
and
come
is
on board,
supportive.
yes.
So I want to acknowledge those who have come on. So I considered successful outcomes by these that I just mentioned, the scholarships, the now funded camps. They made it to the World Cup, not once but twice. So I considered the work that JIFD, which was Jamaica International Female Football Development then,
Yes.
I considered that we set out to get the help the girls needed, and when they got those help, our focus shifted to girls now who are being trafficked, which is equally important in helping girls in Jamaica as well as right here in the land we live.
You have done a lot for Jamaica, a great lot. A lot of people who are getting, and Jeffrey behaved himself, but a lot of people who's getting the order of distinction and order of this and order of that. Some of them don't deserve it. You have done a great lot for Jamaica. Right now, as you sit here talking to us on the Mek Wi Talk program, WZPP and WZOP, with yours truly, Jeffrey T, do you think that more can be done for young Jamaicans, young girls in Jamaica, that more can be done through sports for them?
Oh, of course. That was the intent also when I started this, is to help young girls who want to use sports as a vehicle.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened with, the Khadijah Shaws that were able to get scholarship. The intent for us then, or the business plan we put in place,
Yes.
was to create more of that. We didn't want to just do it for those girls at that time. We wanted to do it from the young under 14, under 16, as they make their way up. You know, you start educating them at what age they start looking about their scholarships. If they are college bound, if you're not college bound, what is it? What plans do you have in place for your future? So our goal was not just athletics to help girls in sports, but was to also help the social, you know, and help them to start focusing on their future. That was our long-term goal, and I think more now needs to be done. Just like now we have the senior team that is doing so well, I would like to see some of that now, or some of those girls who have succeeded look back now to some of these girls that are in the position where they were, and let's figure out how we can support and help those girls through your success right now.
Have you at any time think about maybe approaching Minister Grange because you have girls and boys championship that goes on in Jamaica, and some of those kids that do running and some who do football and whatever, some of them are just down there. You know, the clubs are just there, and quite frankly, nothing is being done. Have you ever approached Minister Grange rather, and say to her, listen, we can do something more. We can do more to help these kids?
You know, no, I have not. But the minister is doing a really good job.
Yes, indeed, she is.
She's doing, and even with recent, just to go back on the Reggae Girls, where in a conversation she was explaining how the girls are now getting some sort of insurance, health insurance.
Yes.
They're getting some form of stipend payment, whatever, how small that is. So I know she has the girls' best interests at heart. And you know what? Even tournaments like this can help to support what you're talking about. So no, I have not sat with them, but as we continue to build this tournament, that's really where I would like to see how can we collaborate. How can we utilize this as a vehicle to help those young girls through those other sporting programs? Because it's not just about football.
Yes.
Girls, you know, there's girls who want to play all sports.
Oh, yes.
There's volleyball now
Yes.
that are there. Jackie Cohen, she is over that. You know, so we'll have to see how we can help. And netball, of course, that is doing so well. We have stayed with netball from the beginning before anyone here. A lot of people here
Yes.
knew about netball. So just like we adopted netball and supported, I'm quite sure we can do that for other sports in Jamaica. It's just a matter of having the conversation.
Yes. Based on all what is going on today, how do you feel? How do you feel about you being putting on these things for many years? You have been doing this. Time and time again, you get up in the morning, you said you have to do this, you have to do that, to uplift the land of wood and water. How do you feel about it?
You know, I'm an advocate at heart, right? So if a doctor that I worked with once looked at me, you know, and said, I'm going on vacation and I don't want to think about nothing. And she said, Lavern, that's not you. You look up on that palm tree, you're going to wonder why one coconut is missing because you're just always looking to make change. I'm a problem solver at heart. So anywhere there's a need and someone call me, now I find myself not having to take on too much. So right now I'm doing the sex trafficking initiatives that because of my advocacy, Florida is the first state in the entire United States to teach human trafficking education in schools across the entire state. That's a big deal, and that's a lot of work because you talk about going to Tallahassee, meeting with legislators. Those are work that I do, but I enjoy it.
Yes.
I enjoy it, and they say when you enjoy what you do, it's not work, right?
True.
So my culture, and I grew up seeing my grandmother in the hills of St. Elizabeth.
You're from St. Elizabeth?
I'm from Jonestown, Kingston, but my family, my mother's family is from St. Elizabeth.
Okay.
And yes, we're of Maroon descent. So I grew up seeing that fight and that need for, if it's not people, it's the land. So her thing was farming. She wanted to make sure that the land was fruitful, and
Yes.
she never bought food. She grow what she eat, and she grow what she feed us. So we're always in our mind is how can we make things better? How can we be better for people? How can we leave this world better than how we
Yes.
found it? That's how I was brought up. So this just come natural for me, and I enjoy what I do. When I go to bed at night, I lay down, I think about how productive my day is. I give thanks when I wake up in the morning. I give thanks and I pray and I ask for guidance throughout the day. So that's a repetitive, repeat thing for me. So all of this is natural. I enjoy it. I would love to see more money and more